What's going on, guys? The Iron Jester here, and welcome back to my new LEGO Marvel 2025 set review. And today I'm reviewing the Fantastic Four vs. Galactus construction figure set. This is set 76316. It ages 9 plus, has 427 pieces and 4 minifigures. My dad got me this set as a birthday present last month, and this set costs $60 here in North America and around the world for the lineup. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the minifigures.
First up, let's take a look at the first two members of the team. So we have the Human Torch, which is Johnny Storm, and we have Ben Grimm, also known as The Thing. So they're pretty great minifigures, and I know there are some issues for all four of the members of the Fantastic Four, so I totally get that. So for the Human Torch, we have that nice torso printing, and we do get Hawkeye's CMF series hairpiece in that blonde design and that face print. Well, it sort of looked like Joseph Quinn, but I'm getting very sick and tired of that face print. It has been used on Peter Parker and Scott Lang. I mean, why can't they change it up instead of just repeating the same face print all over again? It's just so freaking annoying. I wish they gave him dual molded legs, and same thing with Reed, Sue, and Ben. So we do get these orange Power Blast pieces to represent his fire powers, and if you guys don't know how these Power Blast pieces work again, that's how they work. If you lose one of these, you only get like one spare one. But I wish they made a fully flame-on version of Johnny to complete the look, but at least it's not so bad, but I rather prefer a fully flame-on look of him, or make his legs and arms flame up just a smidge, and same thing with the torso for the character. As for the Thing, he does look pretty great, and I understand that everyone's upset that they didn't make a big fig version of him, which we always wanted, but I totally get it. But he wasn't that big in the film, but he is like almost like the same height as Reed, Johnny, and Sue. But it would have been nice if they gave him like Axel's torso piece from Nexonites to complete the look, but it's not so bad. But they gave him the gauntlet pieces to represent his rocky fist, and he has the same torso as Sue and Johnny, and he has that new rocky headpiece for 2025, and the face printing looks nice with that little smirk. Take a look at the back of them. This is what their back torso printings looks like. They are officially the same, and they do have double-sided face print. So here's one for Johnny, which he's a little scared, and here's one for Ben in that angry look for it's collaborating time. So yeah, very great figures, but I wish they could like fix them up just a smidge for them. So that is it for Ben and Johnny. Now let's move on to Mr. Fantastic, the other two members of the team. So we have Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic, which is Pedro Pascal's character, and we have Sue Storm, also known as the Invisible Woman, played by Vanessa Kirby. So they're also nice minifigures. So we have that nice torso printing for Mr. Fantastic. I love that design, but when you look closely to his collar, he doesn't have that white design for it. Since Johnny, Ben, and Sue have the white collars, which you can see on Sue's torso printing right there, right above the Fantastic Four logo, while Reed's is all blue. So it is officially different, which you can see for the characters. And again, I still wish they gave them dual molded legs to complete the suits. And I love the face printing for Mr. Fantastic. They really nailed Pedro Pascal's likeness for the character. I thought they are going to reuse the Din Djarin Mandalorian headpiece from one of the Star Wars sets from the Mandalorian show or the Book of Boba Fett. But at least this is pretty nice. The hairpiece is fine, but I wish they added some gray on the left or right side of the hairpiece, because in the movie, he had some gray hair on the left or right side of his head, which I don't get why this hairpiece is fully black in my opinion, or possibly dark brown, but it depends on what it is. But Sue does come well, what I meant to say is Sue has some accessories, is what I meant to say. She does come with those dish pieces in that translucent design for her invisible powers, but I wish they gave her like some translucent arms and legs to complete the look, because the full look of the character doesn't work perfectly. And she has that same blonde hairpiece like how they added for Captain Marvel and some of the other characters. And they reuse Jane Foster / Jen Erso / Natasha Romanoff's face print. But It sort of looks like Vanessa Kirby, but I wish they could like reuse like the other character's face print, maybe like one of the Star Wars characters or something like that. But take a look at their back torso printings. They are pretty nice and detailed, which you can see. And also they have double-sided face print. So here's one for Sue. And here's Mr. Fantastic does come with some power accessories. He does come with those like a blue pieces in that white slope pieces to represent his stretchy legs. So honestly, they do sort of work, but I love the way they are for the character itself. It represents his stretching abilities, but I wish they gave him like the stretchable arms, like how they used to do that for Miss Marvel from the old 2017 Marvel sets back in the day, and even Elastigirl from The Incredibles. But yeah, I wish they could bring that piece back to complete the look for Reed. But at least I still don't mind the brick built stretchable legs. I still love how they recreate the leggings for the outfits and also the boots, which I don't get why they did that for Reed. Like, for the other characters, they don't have dual molded legs, but this look for Reed has some boot design, but why can't they do that for Sue, Ben, and Johnny? That is my question, and I don't understand why. But at least they look pretty good on Reed since I love the brick built looks. But yeah, I wish they could give him the stretchable arms to complete the look for the character itself. So that is it for all 4 of the minifigures. Now let's take a look at Galactus. Here is Galactus, and wow, he looks magnificent. And honestly, this has to be like one of the best construction figures that I've ever seen. Why I still love the Surtur one from last year, since that one is one of the coolest construction figures that I ever seen in my life. But this one is very outstanding. So this is our first ever Galactus build from Lego, since we've been wanting one for all these years. But now we have one based off of the MCU. Now, there are some issues for the character that we will get to later on, but let's go ahead and take a look at the entire figure itself. So I love the head sculpt for him, since the face itself is the only printed piece that you get for the character, since some parts of him are officially stickers. So yeah, we only have one printed piece, and that is his face. And let's move my eye patches a smidge so I can show you the full look of the helmet. So they really nailed the design for the helmet, which is pretty great. And I noticed we have some dark red pieces that are shown, but still wish they could use more of the purple pieces to complete the color scheme for the figure itself. And when you look at the top part of his head, it is pretty nice, but we have that dark gray pin showing. But I wish they could make that pin purple so it could be fully completed, because when you look at it like this, it looks pretty off for the way it turns out, but at least it's still fine for what it is. Now for the torso, it looks pretty good. Hopefully I will show you guys that closely just a bit. Well, I apologize for the lighting. I am doing the best I can with the lighting, but still at least we can see just a smidge. So anyways, for the torso is nice. We have a sticker for it. That is one of the stickers that we are looking at right now. And I love the shoulder pad detailing in that dark blue color scheme for Galactus. And I love how they use like those like pointy pieces. I believe those showed up in one of the Ninjago sets in a translucent color, but they really know that in a black color. So very nice design. I love the detailing for the left to right side of the torso, and the arms look pretty great. And I love the hands for the figure itself. I love the design for his waist cape, or his skirt if you want to call it that way. So we have stickers for the waist cape, which is this spot right there, and also on the left or right side of it. But I wish they made those printed pieces, because that would have worked perfectly for those pieces instead of adding some stickers on it. And we have both of his left and right leg, which is a pretty cool touch, since I love the nice design for those pattern parts for the legging detailing for Galactus, which is good. I love the purple design right here for his feet, but I wish they can make those pieces into a purple color, because I noticed they are in dark red. And we have those little studs exposing over here, and that is the spot where you can put one of the Fantastic Four teammates on there. And I wish they could like fix this spot right here for both of the left and right leg for the character so it could be fully completed. But yeah, it looks a little off because how the way it turns out. Now, adjusting the figure and take a look at the left side of him. There we go. So we have the left side of his head with the nice detailing for the character itself. We have like that pin showing over here if you want to put Johnny on the left or right side of his head for his flying abilities if you want. And we have that nice design for his left arm with his left hand. The wrist looks pretty great. And we have a sticker for the waist caper skirt. Let me show you that just a bit. There we go. So we have that sticker with that bar piece in purple or pink, which is a pretty fantastic design if you know what I mean. And we have the left side of his ankle and leg. And I love how they use that dark blue Nexonite piece for that part of the leg. And we have the left side of the ankle, which is a phenomenal touch for Galactus. And let me just, okay, I didn't mean to do that for my fingers. And we have the left side of his torso, which is a wonderful design. And we do get the same thing on the right side of the figure. So we have the same thing for the right side of the torso, arm, waist cape, ankle, and leg. Now taking a look at the back of the figure. So this is the back of the torso and head for Galactus, which is pretty great. And we have that same sticker for the skirt, and we have the back of the legs. Let me just fix up his feet. There we go. So this is what the back of the legs looks like for Galactus, which is pretty good. And he does have articulation like usual construction figures do. So the head, okay, I didn't mean to bump my iPad stand. So the head is on a bulge. It can move up and down and side to side like this. The arm does fully rotate just a smidge, but it can go in and out just a bit, but you got to move that piece out of the way first. It bends 2 points at the elbow. The wrist swivels like so, and the fingers can move, and we have a stud exposed right there. The legs move forward and back. It can go in and out and possibly do the splits. Bend 2 points at the knee, and he does have ankle pivot side to side and foot. Let me show you guys how you can add the Fantastic Four figures on Galactus. So as I mentioned, for Johnny's area, you see that Technipin piece on the back of the figure that I showed you earlier. That is where you store Johnny right there for his flying abilities. Since this piece does come with a clear jumper or hovering piece, if you want to call it, and it has that translucent clear piece right there. So easy to slide that in since there is a Technipin hole piece like right here, and there you go. So same thing as I showed you for the Sir Construction figure from last year back in September, and same thing that I showed you from that second Giant Man figure from the Civil War Airport battle set that I reviewed back in February. And Johnny does come with these flame pieces to represent his flame on flying ability. So let me go grab him, and easy to snap that back on. And this is what the figure looks like when you put those pieces on him. And as for that stud area, you see those translucent studs right there and 2 holes on the back of his feet. Easy to do that. So yeah, that is definitely a piece of cake. So yeah, there you go. That is how you store Johnny on there. And you can swivel this however you want to create like that flying ability for him. And as for his hands, there are 2 purple or pink studs on both of his left and right hand. So I did show you that while I did the articulation. So you can't put Reed or Sue on there. So I'm just going to put Reed Richards on there. So let me just, there you go. So yeah, easy to do that for the character. So I'm just going to put him on like this for the figure itself. And there is a stud exposed right there on both of his left and right arms. So you can't put the Invisible Woman on there. So let me go grab her and make some awesome pose for the Invisible Woman. So yeah, easy to do that just like so. And as for those studs on both of his feet, you can put the Thing on either on his left and right leg if you want to. So I'm just going to put the Thing on his left leg, and there you go. So here's what the figure looks like when you put the Fantastic Four on there. So, oh, I didn't mean to block Johnny. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's better. So, yeah, that looks pretty awesome when you put the teammates on there. But you can't put Sue, Ben, and Reed whatever spot you wanted to. Maybe on his left hand or either on his left or right feet. And you can position Johnny either on the left and right side of Galactus, like when he's like flying around town if you want. But that does look pretty awesome when you put all the figures on the Galactus construction. So overall, this is a pretty awesome set, but it's almost fantastic. So I'm so happy that we finally have a Fantastic Four Lego set from all these years, and now we finally get one that is based off of the new MCU First Steps movie. So I'm glad we have a Galactus set. So the figure itself does look pretty great, and like I said, it has some issues like those spots on both of his ankles and also some dark red showing on his head, feet, and some parts. But yeah, especially some parts of the legs, which I noticed. But I wish they could give us like more of those pink or purple pieces to complete the look for him. And again, for that top part of his head, if I carefully carry it like this, yeah, right there, I wish they made that pin piece in that purple color, since it doesn't work that way. So yeah, it doesn't work for Galactus because I feel like there is like something going on in his head. But yeah, it does look pretty off to me in my opinion, but I wish they could still fix that up. But I love the design for his skirt or waist cape, if you want to call it. So I love the design for it, and I love how they use the purple bar pieces for the left or right side of the waist for the character. But I wish they could make those pieces printed, because while they added some stickers for it, it doesn't work, since I get that like some people are having like a hard time trying to get the stickers in that like good position for it. But yeah, I rather prefer some printed pieces for the waist cape itself. And I love the design for the legs for the character. It looks pretty amazing in my opinion. So I just love the detailing for that. And they know the shoulder pad pieces for the character in that dark blue color. I love the back design, and the head looks pretty great. It does look like the character himself, and that face print for him looks pretty good, since that's like the only pretty piece that you get for the character. And as for the minifigures, we have all four of the members of the Fantastic Four for the first time ever. So I love the design for Mr. Fantastic, but I wish they added some great design for the left to right side of his hairpiece to complete the look. And I wish they gave him those stretchable arms. That would have worked perfectly for the character, but at least I love the brick built stretchy legs, but I rather prefer his stretchable arms to complete the look. The Thing is a nice figure, but I get people want a big fig version of him, but he's not that bigger in the film, which we've seen the trailers and TV spots for it. But I wish they gave him like Axel's torso piece from Nexo Nice to complete the look. Invisible Woman is pretty nice, but I still don't like the face printing for her, since they reuse it for Black Widow and also Mighty Thor and Jane. Well, not Jane Foster. Jyn Erso is what I meant to say, but I wish they gave her like those transparent arms and legs to complete her look for her powers. And as for the Human Torch, he is a pretty solid figure, but that face print is so annoying. I'm getting sick and tired of it. I wish they could give us like a different face print instead of reusing that one, because it doesn't work that well for me. But I love how you can add him to the back of Galactus, like how they did with Surtur and the Civil War Giant Man figure. But yeah, at least this is a pretty nice set. I'm so glad I got this as a birthday present, and hopefully Lego will make some more Fantastic Four sets in the future. And I wish they added Silver Surfer, the Fantastic Car, and Herbie to complete the look. But at least this is a pretty nice set. So that is it for now. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new. Hit that notification bell, the Z button, and don't forget to Hulk smash that comment section down below. And tell me in the comments what you guys think about this set for the lineup. I'll see you later.